I cut off my entire family. After what they said on my dad's 60th. Now they're losing everything and blaming me. Let me take you back a bit. Because this story doesn't just start on my dad's birthday. It's a whole history of quiet, resentment, financial pressure, and the slow burn of being the family's emotional and financial crutch. I'm 28 years old now. For as long as I can remember, I've been the fixer in my family. The dependable one. Not the golden child. That title belongs to my older brother, who did everything by the book. College, corporate job, wife, house, kids. Me? I took a different path. I didn't want to be stuck in the 9-to-5 grind doing something I hated. I always knew I wanted to build something of my own. Something meaningful. But when you grow up in a family like mine, independence isn't respected. It's punished. They say they want you to succeed, but only if it fits their mold. Years ago, my dad lost his job. My parents were struggling to pay the mortgage, and I, fresh out of college with a tiny freelance business, stepped in. I paid part of their mortgage. I covered the electric bill some months, helped my little brother with his college tuition, even sent my parents grocery money during the pandemic, all without being asked. Why? Because I believed in family. I believed we look out for each other. What I didn't realize then is that my family didn't see me as an equal. They saw me as a wallet. Fast forward to last year. My business finally began to take off. After years of eating ramen, pulling 16-hour days, and being dismissed as the artsy one with no real career, I landed a 6-figure contract, a massive deal. I was finally on solid ground, and I felt proud, like I'd earned the right to breathe a little, to share some good news. So when my dad's 60th birthday came around, a huge backyard event, catered, rented lights, a full DJ, setup, I showed up excited to see everyone and share my milestone. I wasn't even looking for praise, just acknowledgement. Maybe a, "we're proud of you." Maybe a nod that I made it through the fire and didn't quit. Instead, when I shared the news during a toast, just a casual, "I just signed my biggest client so far," my dad raised his glass, chuckled, and said, "Well, enjoy it while it lasts. We all know you're not really built for success." Laughter. From multiple people. My uncle snorted. My mom gave that awkward smile and didn't say a word. "My brother?" he said. "It's just Dad's humor. Don't be so sensitive." But it wasn't just humor. It was a knife. It was what they'd always believed. That I was the flaky one. The disappointment. The one whose achievements were temporary. Whose dreams were a waste of time. I stood there, holding my glass, while everyone moved on like it was just some funny little jab. And I realized, right then, that they didn't see me. Not really. Not as someone who had broken his back to support them, who stuck around when no one else did, who sacrificed years of comfort to build something they never believed in. I left, early that night, quietly. No scene. Just slipped out and drove home in silence. Then I did something I should have done a long time ago. I cut them off. The very next day, I removed myself from the mortgage account. I called the electric company and took my card off their autopay. I stopped the tuition assistance I had been giving my brother. I didn't make a big announcement. I just stopped being their safety net. At first, nothing happened. I went on with my life, focused on my work. For the first time, I felt this strange mix of guilt and relief. Like I had finally stepped off a treadmill I didn't even know I was on. Then, the fallout. The calls started coming. My mom, crying. My dad, yelling. "You can't just abandon us like this. You know how much we depend on that help." My brother, furious. "So you're just gonna let me drop out over a joke?" It wasn't a joke, but I said nothing. I didn't reply. I needed to sit in the silence and let them feel what I had felt for years. Alone, dismissed, unvalued. After a week, the calls turned to texts, then to DMs from cousins, aunts, even my brother's girlfriend. "How could you be so cold? You've changed since the money came in. Your dad's health is declining because of this stress." That's when the showdown happened. 2 weeks after I cut everything off, my parents showed up at my house. I live in a gated townhouse complex. Somehow, They sweet-talked their way past security. Next thing I know, I hear pounding on my front door. Not knocking, banging. My dad was yelling my name like a madman. My mom was crying, loud, performative, like a soap opera. I didn't open the door. They stood out there for 15 minutes, screaming things like, "You're throwing your family into the streets," and "How dare you turn your back on us after everything we've done for you?" Neighbors peeked out from their windows. It was humiliating, but also validating, because this is who they really were when the money stopped flowing. No more fake kindness. No more guilt-wrapped affection. Just rage, entitlement, and shame turned outward. Eventually, I called security. They were escorted off the property. But it didn't stop there. They went to Facebook next. My mom posted some passive-aggressive status about how money changes people and raising kids these days is like raising strangers. My brother commented that some people sell their souls for success. I laughed, because these are the same people who had no problem cashing my checks. They reached out to extended family to turn them against me. Suddenly, I was the selfish son, the Hollywood wannabe who let fame go to his head. I'm not even famous. I started getting cryptic texts from cousins I hadn't seen in years. "You good, man? Just checking on you. Heard some stuff." I didn't respond. The final straw? They tried to get my business name involved. My dad posted a review under a fake name calling my business unethical. I had to report it and explain to the platform that the person had a personal vendetta, all because I said, "No more." Here's the thing no one tells you about cutting off toxic family. It doesn't make you feel strong at first. It makes you feel everything. Guilt, doubt, grief, even rage. But then, eventually, it gives you peace. Today, I wake up knowing I'm not responsible for adults who treated me like an ATM. I've built my life from the ground up. I have clients who respect me. I have friends who see me. I have a future that isn't tied to guilt or debt or unspoken obligations. My family? Last, I heard they're 3 months behind on the mortgage. My brother dropped out and blames me. My mom still posts sad quotes. My dad still hasn't called me directly, but apparently told someone that I'll come crawling back when I fail. He's still waiting. I'm not angry anymore. I'm free. And if you're someone listening to this thinking, could I ever do the same? Let me say this. Yes, you can. You don't owe anyone your peace, especially not people who would watch you drown while holding the rope.